The O. Henry Playhouse presents George's Ruling. Henry occasionally fashioned a story around past events. When he did, he never permitted his typewriter to rant or rage. Instead, he dramatized the people affected by the problem, and then quietly, almost tenderly, he would preach understanding to those whose jobs were powerful enough to alter the lives of others. Such did he do when he wrote George's Ruling, a story concerned with David Summerfield, a United States Land Commissioner, his wife, and daughter Georgia.
Yes, Hans? Your map clearly shows there's no public domain on the Lomax Ranch. They may keep all of their property, and I shall so rule. Now, what were your findings on the leasing of the school property?
You settled that yesterday, Mr. Summerfield.
Oh, yes, so I did. You'll excuse me. Not myself today. Little indigestion, probably.
Why don't you give up the work today, Mr. Summerfield? Then your little girl is not...
Georgia's going to be all right. Why, that doctor's a fool. She was smiling this morning. You could see from her smile that she was improving. Now, you can take my word for it, Mr. Camphor. Nothing, absolutely nothing is going to happen to my Georgia.
Yes, sir. I better get back to my work, Laura.
Mama, have you ever noticed how thin some of the children are and how old their clothes look? Why don't their papas buy them pretty things like mine does?
Well, you see, darling, some children don't have their fathers. They're away in heaven, and it's hard for their mothers to do everything.
Good morning, Mary.
Good morning.
And how's my favorite little girl?
I'm awful hot, and I heard all over, Reverend Campbell. Oh, it's pretty. Where did you get it?
My father gave it to me years ago when I was a little boy.
Do you know some children don't have any fathers at all? Because they're up there.
We all have a father, Georgia. God is the father of all of us.
Reverend Campbell, when I get to heaven, do you think it'll be all right to ask to loan my father to the children that haven't got one? Because he's the best father in the whole world.
I'd better get David right away. Oh, David. I'm sorry, David, but you'd better come with me. I've sent for Dr. Collins. I'm afraid there isn't much time.
It's not true. I won't believe it. I won't believe she'll die. Do you hear me? I won't believe it.
David, please come with me before it's too late.
I won't. I refuse to.
After Georgie's death, Summerfield put a wall around himself. No one could break through. Not his wife, his staff, the minister, or anyone.
Oh, see here, O. Henry, you promised me a story about an extraordinary old map and a mystery about a little girl in a river. The little girl dies, nary a word about a river. Did it dry up?
No, it twists and turns, and it's those very twists and turns that make my story. The Chiquito River for many years was considered the lawful limits of the Denny Grant. You see, Colonel, in those early days, government surveyors were careless or too generous in their estimate of a grant's limits. The land sharks took advantage ruthlessly, but in perfectly legal fashion.
I thought all land sharks were crooks, but you said they operated legally.
Well, the worst crooks are those who slither through cracks in the law. These men bought up government scrip from veterans and such. They hired lawyers and surveyors to nose out big chunks of land that was still public domain due to early survey errors. Then they pounced.
Down that gun, Clem.
But he deserved it, Ma. He's just another polecat and surveyor. Besides, he's trespassing on private property.
Violence don't settle any problems. It just makes worse ones.
Oh, morning, Mrs. Denny. I am Paul Baxter. I work for the Land Commissioner office in town.
Come in. Sit down.
Thank you, ma'am.
You didn't travel all the way out to my place just to introduce yourself. So whatever your reason for being here, I suggest you say it, and then we'll both know where we are.
All right, Mrs. Denny. Yesterday, a complaint was received by Mr. Summerfield, and he sent me up here to straighten it out.
What sort of a complaint?
Well, 2 surveyors had just completed their survey when somebody started firing a rifle at them. They said it was a miracle they weren't killed.
Wasn't any miracle, Mr. Baxter. Those rifle shots came from my son Clem here. He can hit a rabbit on the run at 50 yards. Firing from the hip. Those men were being warned off our property.
Well, Mrs. Denny, those men were just doing their job. Why, we didn't even know up at our office that anybody was living on this section of the land.
How long you been living in these parts, Mr. Baxter?
Well, I just arrived a few days ago.
Well, I think you'd best find out who's living where before you send out strange surveyors.
Now, don't misunderstand me, Mrs. Denny. Those men didn't come from our office. They were hired by a man named Zeb Hamlin.
Hamlin?
I should have killed him, Ma.
Hush, Clem. Don't you know Zeb Hamlin's the worst land grabber in the West?
Well, Mrs. Denny,
Why, he just sneaking and thieving around in old records trying to find mistakes that were made long years before any of us was born.
Well, he says that there's an excess here that's in public domain.
Why, he's got his fat mouth filled with lies. Grandpa Denny got this land fair and square from the United States government, and he left it to my husband. But times was bad, and my husband had to sell some of it. And then after he died, I had to sell some more to keep me and the children going.
Just which part of the land is yours now?
Not much. Me and 5 other families got the last 1,000 acres. From the Chiquita River over to, about a mile to the west.
Well, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Mrs. Denny, but that's the very section that Hamlin claims is in public domain.
Don't you worry, Ma. Hamlin ain't gonna take nothing. As long as I'm around.
No, you're wrong, Clem. You see, unless you have the records to prove that this land is yours, I'm afraid that once Hamlin turns over his survey report, his claim will be upheld.
It just doesn't seem right that a thief like Hamlin can take land away from folks that's owned it for years. It just ain't just.
Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Denny. I just wish there was something I could do for you.
Maybe there is. Are you going back to town right away?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then you'll get there a lot sooner than the mail would. Will you take a letter to Miss Summerfield for me?
Mrs. Summerfield?
Yes. It wouldn't do any good writing to old letter of the law, Summerfield. Folks say that he just knows about laws and rules and maps and such. But to a woman, land only means one thing, children. Maybe she can make her husband know that Almighty really intended land to be that.
You look like your head is full of angry clouds.
Do you know Mrs. Summerfield?
Yeah, she's my friend. Such a fine woman. Good and kind.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
So?
Now, look. If I ask you a straight question, will you give me a straight answer?
Sure, except maybe the English isn't so straight.
What do you think of Zeb Hamlin?
That crook, that no-good, that schwindler?
And Mrs. Denny was right. Hamlin is trying to grab off her land. Look, she gave me a letter from Mrs. Summerfield. She thought, well, you know how wives try to influence their husbands.
Well, it isn't so simple yet with the Summerfields. You see, they lost their little girl not so long ago. And ever since, he's a block of stone. His feet, they're here walking around. But him, he's some other place, far away from everybody.
Yeah, but surely his wife...
No. From her, he's still further away.
That must be pretty tough on her.
Yeah. Such loneliness it must be for a woman to live in the same house with a stranger.
Since the death of their daughter, Georgia, Mary Summerfield's life had not only become lonely, but tragic, too. Her home became a tomb of despair. Husband grew more bitter with each new day. His land rulings no longer allowed for the human equation, nor did he temper his decisions with any feeling of kindness. They were coldly based upon the written word found in his law books. It was apparent to everyone David was bent on punishing all because the Lord had claimed his daughter's life. Mary kept praying and waiting for time to cure him, but when she read Mrs. Denny's letter, she knew she had to break through the wall David had built around himself.
David, I've never interfered with your work, have I?
Naturally not.
Well, I was just thinking today about the great power you have. Of it, just a stroke of your pen, you can banish whole families from their homes and dispossess people from the land they've had for generations.
I am a servant of the state. I carry out the law, nothing less. I do not wish to discuss it.
David, why do you refuse to talk to me anymore?
What is there to talk about?
Well, I'll tell you what there is to talk about. You and me, for instance, and the impossible way we've come to be living. Well, you've drawn a boundary line between us, a boundary that stops even ordinary conversation. I'm not a map or survey on your desk. I'm your wife, and I refuse to accept this way.
Be quiet. Do you want those people to start talking?
Start talking, they already are. Everybody is. I go to church alone. I go everywhere alone. I'm even alone in this house. And why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because day after day you hug your grief to your bosom and have arms for no one else. You walk your own private, bitter road and defy anyone to cross it, even God himself.
Stop it!
I won't stop it. Whether you like it or not, David Summerfield, you listen to me. I bore Georgia, and I lost her, too.
Poor woman. 7 children, and the oldest a boy of only 15.
That's why I feel so badly, Reverend. I've let her down by going on the way I did it. David, he'll never listen to me now.
Now, Mary, you mustn't feel badly. After all, you only told him the truth.
This wasn't the time for that. I was supposed to be pleading Mrs. Denny's cause. I'm so ashamed of myself.
You know, Mary, I think that God must love you very much.
Me?
Yes. Because you're much more concerned with another's troubles than you are with your own.
Well, who wouldn't worry about her? I feel so guilty because it's my own husband who has this power of decision. He's always been more interested in legal technicalities than the human side of things. And lately he's been worse than ever. Oh, Reverend, it'll take a miracle to change him now.
A miracle. Yes, you're right. That's exactly what we need. And somehow I feel, Mary, you ask for a miracle, not for yourself, but for someone else. But the Lord brings his ear very close to this earth. Mary, where can I beg or borrow some horses and a wagon? A large wagon.
From the Bensons. But what on earth...
I've just had an inspiration that may bring about a miracle. I'm going to fetch the whole Denny family. And when I get back, I'm going to use them as Exhibit A in the case of the heart versus the head.
But can you handle a team of horses?
Well, certainly I can. As a matter of fact, I can manage them a whole lot better than I can some of my congregation.
But when the good Reverend got back to town with the Denny family, he had them heads up, believing in his miracle.
Come now, Henry, don't tell me you're going to resort to that old-fashioned writer's prop, the miracle.
Oh, but you haven't heard the ending yet. Besides, I actually found this story 10 years ago, browsing around old records in Laredo County. But tell me, Colonel, don't you believe in miracles?
Well, yes, the Bible, loaves and the fishes, walking on water. But all that happened centuries ago.
I see. Is there a time limit on divine providence?
I didn't say that.
No churchgoer ever says that. But many people who read the Bible would run like scared rabbits if a miracle had the temerity to happen in this modern day and age.
You always get the best of me because you have a way with words.
Why not? That's what you pay me for, isn't it? But let's get on with the story. Unfortunately, there was a hitch in the good Reverend's plans. Before he could shepherd the Denny family back to Summerfield, trouble walked into the commissioner's office.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Your appointment was not until this afternoon, Mr. Hamlin.
Ah, yes, but it's the early bird that gets the worm. So I thought I'd pop in before you got too busy.
What is the purpose of your visit this time?
Well, I found some more land overage. A nice bit of public domain in the old Denny grant. I am sort of lucky at finding things. Must live right, I guess, huh?
Brought proof of your claims?
Sure did. All neat and tidy. And legal. Here are the field notices, sketches, affidavits, and connecting lines. See, it's plain as a pikestaff that the Chiquito River, the supposed boundary, is a full mile further west from the point reached by course and distance.
You brought the necessary government script with you?
Naturally. So all you have to do is put your John Hancock on the dotted line, and I'm on my way.
Not so fast, Mr. Hamlin. I rendered no decisions without examining things thoroughly first.
But in this case, Commissioner, it's so plain that the...
When I've compared your documents with our government records and your claims are legally substantiated by these claims, then I will render my decision accordingly.
Splendid, Commissioner. Couldn't ask for anything fairer.
Good day.
Oh, here. Have some. Real Havanas. Have them specially made. To get you a whole box if you like them.
I said good day, Mr. Hamlin.
Oh, yes. Good day.
Mr. Camper, could I see you a moment?
Yes, sir?
Camper, are you aware of the Denny grant?
Well, Mr. Somerville, I'll have to study it up some. But I tell you something. That new surveyor we got, he knows it pretty good. Hey, Baxter. Hey, Baxter. Mr. Somerville wants to see you.
Oh, yes, sir?
Mr. Baxter, are you familiar with the Denny land?
Oh, yes, sir. Very familiar. It's beautiful land, sir. Valley as level as this floor with just a little swell on it like the sea. And it's rich as cream, sir. And just enough breaks to shelter the cattle in the winter and nice, rich, loamy soil that goes down about 6 feet and then clay so it holds water real well. And there's about 10, at least 10 nice little houses on it, sir, with windmills and gardens and good, hard-working people and lots of kids, sir.
Mr. Baxter, this office is only concerned with boundary identifications.
Yes, sir. Well, the western boundary is very easy to see. It's the Chiquito River. And though it meanders a lot, it's a very plain boundary.
Mr. Baxter, claims have been made that this property fails to reach the river by almost a mile. Now, these claims are very well documented by Mr. Hamlin.
Ah, that fat fox. In the seat of his britches he keeps his conscience, so always he can sit on it. Would you let that crawler from under a stone take the land of a widow with 7 children? Just because sometime, somewhere, somebody marked the wrong line on the right piece of paper?
Are you quite through, Mr. Camphor?
No, and through I'm going to get, even if I'm through in this office when I finish. For years I've watched you make every ruling by the law only.
Exactly.
But the law has 2 parts, the letter and the spirit. But the spirit part you don't look at because it is not a piece of paper with ink. Why don't you give those law books a vacation and look at what is right in front of your nose? People, living people who've earned the right to the land by working it all the way down from their grandfathers. But no. You listen to this highwayman, Hamlin, who holds up people at the point of a compass just because he has the ink on the paper.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm finished, and now you can fire me.
Mr. Camphor, I want you to make a new map of the entire Chiquito River Valley. And plot carefully the Denny grant. I hope you'll be able to finish it by morning.
Yes, sir. Oh, Mrs. Denny.
Mr. Summerfield, can I talk to you for a minute? I'm Mrs. Denny.
Oh, yes, Miss Denny. Please come in. Will you have the others wait outside?
Oh, I'll take care of them. Come on, I've got some peppermints. I know just where they are. Outside.
Sit down, Miss Denny. Perhaps I could shorten things if I told you that I knew the purpose of your visit. And that I can consider no evidence for or against the claims.
I ain't making any claim. Somebody else is trying to claim what I already got. Here's a map, and this is the original Denny grant. And here's where I live. And in this section over here is where the 5 families that I sold to live.
Well, that's the section they claim is vacated land.
Well, how can it be vacated when we're all living on it? And the corn there is growing shoulder high, and the pigs and cows all over it.
Merely a technical term, Mrs. Denny. Now, Mr. Hamlin,
Mr. Hamlin never plowed a foot of ground in his life. He thinks soil is just something to dirty his fancy pants. Why, he don't look at the land and see the green popping through. He buys and sells it over the counter like a piece of calico.
Miss Denny, this office is not concerned with personal matters. My concern is to carry out the laws of the government.
Some law that makes a cheat and a liar out of me for selling land to people that can't even keep it. I'd rather die than have my word broke.
So would I, Mrs. Denny.
Did you give your word to the United States government to punish me for something that happened years ago? If you got to blame somebody for a mistake that was made, why don't you dig up the bones of the dead and punish them? Come on, kids. It's like pushing a crochet hook through a mountain. Just have to plumb give up.
I know how you feel, Mrs. Denny, but we mustn't give up. Don't you see, nothing has been really changed. The ruling hasn't been made yet. Look, won't you please listen to me? Our job now is to pray for something to happen that'll cause David Summerfield to make the right ruling.
How does it look for the Denny's?
Not so good. I wish Mrs. Denny had raised cattle instead of beautiful children.
Yeah. And I heard a rumor this morning that makes it even worse. And they say the railroad is coming in near the Denny place. Now that miserable tin horn will make a pile.
Did you say railroad?
Yeah.
I go tell Mr. Summerfield. There's no use. There's no law that says a railroad can't run through a piece of public domain property.
David, have you made a ruling on the Denny land yet?
No, but I will in a few moments, just as soon as I see Camphor's maps. But I don't think I'll find anything in those maps that'll change my findings.
Would anything I could say change your mind?
No. If you'll excuse me. Are you finished, Mr. Camphor?
Yeah, Mr. Summerfield, I'm just penciling my tracings in now.
Can't be. But it is. Look, Hans. What's happened?
Gott im Himmel. I don't know.
Mary. See what this map has become.
Why, it's Georgia. Our Georgia.
And of such is the kingdom of heaven. Mary, the Denny's may keep their land.
But you signed it, Georgia Summerfield.
This Georgia's ruling.
So that's how a river became a little girl.
Oh, Henry, do you suppose Camphor's pen pushed that ink line just a little?
I don't think so, Colonel. There are a lot of things working for the Denny family. Whole town praying for them not to lose their land. Then there was something else. Something that I don't believe anyone remembered.
What?
The dying child's faith in her father. Remember, she told the Reverend she was going to ask that her father be loaned to children who didn't have one, because she said he was the best father in the whole world. Maybe it was the town praying. Maybe it was a child's request at the right time. Maybe it was a combination of both. In either case, I'm convinced there was something bigger than us that guided the old mapmaker's hand.